Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Kal Halalim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, peace, blessing, mercy, and salutation to all the brothers out there teaching the truth and sincerity in the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So I'm just going to be commentating on being grateful, and also that when you are grateful, the glass is half full. When you're ungrateful, the glass is half empty. You see, it's just a little bit of perspective, the way you look at a situation and how you deal with it. So the half is the glass is half empty. You're thinking pessimistically, like, man, this is all I get. Damn. And when you're optimistic, you're like, wow, this is good enough. This is half a glass. The glass is half full. All right, I get to drink it, or whatever you say. So you're appreciative. So right now the whole world is at that level, being half empty, and also being full of demons and full of dead bodies, like I said, because they are dead bodies, just walking around Babylon, going about like it's nothing, making light of situations. Like, this is the longest, shortest year in the history of judgment. What I mean by the longest, shortest year, a lot of events filled it up. The coronavirus being one of them that took the main stage, and then there was the George Floyd stuff, and all those killings, and then Black Lives Matter, all those protests just seem to have gone away. This year has been busy. If this year was a calendar, and you're a businessman, and you're looking at your calendar, you're like, man, I need to schedule me a day off. Not to mention, those are the things that we seen, but what about the things that we didn't see? So the things we didn't see was the trauma being placed upon it and the conditioning of the people. So now you're going to react differently, because in December of 2019, we were just I remember I was talking shit about China. I was like, man, look at these motherfuckers. They're always wearing masks. I wonder why they're always wearing masks. See, when you should be careful what you say, because the Lord will fulfill that. I try not to say a whole lot because just of that circumstance. And I must have said it at camp too, because the next couple of months we're moving fast, and the Passover came, and then as soon as it was over, on the last day, the judgment started. The judgment started for this year, because judgment was already going around, but the bigger portion of it is the mass chipping and the mass vaccination. See, that's a lot. That's a lot of people getting judged. That's a lot of people getting judged. Like, let's say George Floyd was one person, right? he got judged, that was a little bit. Now millions of people are going to be judged. The whole world basically is suffering because of it. And then there's a financial contagion, which is what's going on right now. Finance, what's going on around the whole world, and the contagion, the financial contagion happened around the whole world. So it started in China, it affected all of the world, and then it got to America by March 13th. So then it affected the whole world economic-wise, because there was a lot of shutdowns, mass shutdowns. People weren't making money, they weren't doing business. There was nobody to do business with, because the order was for you to stay at home. And now, not only do we have to stay at home, but they'll make it seem like you have an option to go to work. Because I go to work half the day and then stay here the other half. But they really just want you to be afraid. Be like, man, this coronavirus is crazy. So now when you think about epidemic-wise, or pandemic meaning the whole, and then demic, people, the whole planet of people. So, speaking of pandemics, let's talk about smallpox. When the 1600s, when the Presbyterians or the Pilgrims arrived in Plymouth Rock, shortly after that they got sick. They had the infected blankets, and about, I think the number was 60 million. I don't know, I could check it out again. But that was a pandemic. And then what about from 1492 to the current days? Around, man, like at least 300 million indigenous people got slaughtered. From then to now, because we're still here. That's a lot. So let's fast forward to now, or let's even go to Europe during the Black Plague. That was a lot of death. There was a big death toll. Now let's fast forward to the present time, the year of prophecy 2020. Starting from March. Let's see, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 8 months. And they said about 200,000 people have died in the United States. That is a lot when you compare it to how many people there is in the United States. But when you compare it to how many people have tested positive and got it, it's not. It doesn't make no sense, you know. The death toll should have been higher in order for it to be a scare. Because I bet you, if Donald Trump was the president in the 1600s and the smallpox was killing all kinds of white folks, he would have shut down the government for reals until it would have went away. But it's not like that. Not for you. Not for the poor folks around here. So, you know, I'm here at my destination. Just a little commentary. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.